Hello dear students, once again welcome to my channel. Friends, in this video I am going to tell you about the clarity about the answers of confusions and questions on your side regarding UGC NET exam in English literature subject. Many students are having these questions which are enlisted here in before you. You can read out these questions, and I'm going to share the clarity or answers I am going to give you regarding in each and every question in this particular video. So keep watching this video full. Let's begin. First question is there from one student, that how many questions from each unit we have to prepare. Is there any determination, is there any number, stipulated number from each unit, that these questions, 5 or 6 questions will be asked from first or second unit? Friends, let me tell you about this, that there is no any particular number of questions from each unit. They may ask questions from each unit, they may ask 10 questions from first, 5 questions from second unit, and no question from third unit. It may be it may happen there, friends. So there is no such kind of stipulated number or any decided number regarding the questions, that how many questions from each unit they may ask, friends. So it is a very what we can say, it's, this question is not that much important on your side. You can prepare uh, all the things, all the questions, all the topics from each unit. That is important. Then second question is there, friends, which unit can be kept as an option? Very important question from students side. As per my belief, what I believe is that no unit can be an option. Each and every unit, all the 10 units are important for this exam. But if you want to avoid any such unit or keep it as an option, or you don't want to read that particular unit because you are not capable of that particular unit, or that unit is very difficult for you, then you can omit that unit, or you can avoid, or keep it as an option. Okay, so whatever unit you find there, but the condition is that out of 10 units, if you want to keep one unit as an option, then other 9 units preparation must be based on your side. Then only you can keep one unit as an option, because the questions going to ask from that particular unit which you have kept in option, maybe around 7, maybe around 5 or 10 questions, so that will be loss on your side. So to fulfill that loss, to make, to average that loss, you have to keep ready other units. Okay, you have to prepare other units properly, then only you can keep any unit as an option. Okay, so unit number 10 you can keep as an option if you are not good in research methods, or if you're not good in ELT, you can keep that unit as an option. Then moving ahead, friends, which unit must be focused more? So let me tell you about that. 10 units are important to be focused, but important ones are unit number 1 to 4, that includes drama, poetry, fiction, and non-fiction. Then unit number 7, 8, and 9. So total 7 units you can focus more on, because unit number 7, 8, 9 include literary criticism, cultural theory, and post-colonial theories, which are very important. Then unit number 1 to 4, which include the British literature, which is very much important in all the exam, in the past exams also. So these 7 units you must prepare first. Then which literature must be focused more? So British literature only. 80% of British literature from unit number 1 to 4, they may ask questions. Okay, then 20% from other literature, for example Indian English literature, or Australian literature, German literature, Canadian literature, American literature. Okay, American literature is important after British literature. So focus more on British literature than American, than other literature. Then which history book should be referred? The best book. Which one is the best book? Friends, I have suggested many books for history of English literature. It is up to you what book, which book suits you, or according to your preparation style. Okay, whatever book you find easy to understand or easy to grasp, that book you should refer. I suggest here William Long's History of English Literature. Then Albert's book is also there. Then P.K. Nayar's book, A Short History of English Literature, that I found very important and easy to understand because the language there is Indian English. Okay, and easily understandable English he wrote there. So, History of English Literature, A Short History by P.K. Nayar, that is important book, but it is short history. So, apart from that book, you should refer other books also. These books you will find there in the description of this video. The links will be given there, and I already suggested these books in many videos, so you can watch those videos also for better clarity. Then should we read books or make notes? Very important question, friends. Some students are asking that should we read only books or should we make only notes? How can we prepare? So you should do both the things. First read the books, then underline the important facts, then you can make notes of the important facts, then just revise these notes, revise these facts, the topics you enlisted there. Okay, so that will be the preparation style on your side: reading books, then underlining, then deriving the important points from those books, and revising it. Then how many hours do we need to read or revise? Very important question. Confusion they may have. Many students are having this confusion. So up to you. It is up to you that how many hours you are going to read. You are going to prepare. Whatever is your style of reading and memorizing or understanding or comprehending the things. So here I want to suggest you 3 to 4 hours daily. What was my style? Which was my style of reading? That I read 3 to 4 hours daily for this exam during 3 months. Okay, in 3 months I followed that schedule. But it is up to you. What is your style? If many students are there, very clever students are there who need to read only 2 hours daily, and they can prepare the things and they can qualify the exam. But many are also there who need more than 5 hours daily to read and revise the things. So it is all up to you only, friends, that what is your style of reading and revision. Then what are the major or key topics from this syllabus? So literary theories I can mention here, then drama, poetry, fiction, these are important topics. Then pedagogy of English, the newly added topic in the new syllabus. So these topics I found important: literary theories, then drama, poetry, and fiction from British literature, and pedagogy of English in the general sense. Okay, English language teaching. So that these topics are important in the syllabus. Then what is more important for NET, MCQs or descriptive books? Which one is more important, friends? So here I want to tell you, friends, that both the things are important, because reading of descriptive books will give you knowledge, will give you understanding, but you need to apply that understanding, that knowledge, in the form of MCQs, in the form of mock tests or practice workbooks or practice tests. Okay, so for this preparation, you need descriptive books also, as well as MCQs. The books are having such MCQs, or the videos are having such MCQs. Some notes or PDFs are available there on online in many groups. In my Telegram groups, there are plenty of books on MCQs. So both the things you need to refer, friends, but according to your schedule. Make a schedule. Don't be confused in so many MCQ books and files and descriptive books. Make a schedule that out of these 5 important books, I need only 2 books. That is important to determine which books you need to refer. Then MCQs, you need to go through all the MCQs described in any book. It will be helpful for you. But before doing that, just go through the old question papers. Which question style is there? Format a question. Then only go for MCQs. Okay. And here I want to mention that, friends, in my videos on my channel, there are plenty of videos on MCQs. I already covered the MCQs or objective questions which are at as per the level of UGC NET exam. Okay, I did not cover any simple question there. I always covered the important questions which are having important facts for UGC NET exam or as per its level. Okay, so the level is important, friends. Simple questions will not help you. So keep in mind that thing. Then the last question, friends, should I join any paid classes or paid course or crash course? Friends, dear students, this question is very big question, very major question. Many students are asking that paid classes I'm going to join. Will you help me? Paid course I'm going to join. Crash course is there. Should I join or not? Friends, these are big names only. Okay. Many of them are doing good job, but it is very difficult to find out a proper paid class for you, paid course or crash course for you. If you are able to do by yourself, then don't go for wasting money. Otherwise you can join such classes. I'm not running any such class. Okay, I'm giving everything on free of cost. So don't ask me for paid class that, sir, I want to join your paid class. I do not have any such paid class. I have free class for you, friends. And if you have trust on yourself, don't go for this thing. Okay, paid classes will not help you. It will help them only. Okay, the owner of that class or course. Okay, so here you need to buy books, you need to go for notes, you need to write notes, you need to go for free material. Okay, in my groups in Telegram and WhatsApp, many students are there, many good people are there who are sharing such material. I really thank to them. Okay, for this. So you can join these 2 groups, and you will have so many things. You can ask for a particular material also in the group, and many are there who are providing such specific material for you. So friends, that's all for today, for this video. And you will find the links of many books and important material in the description. You can buy those books. And uh, these questions, the answers I have given you here, I discussed here, just keep those things in your mind if you want to really qualify this exam. Okay, so thank you so much.